Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Madden, Mississippi, bringing you Leake Academy Baseball on Cruiser 98.3 and Boswell Media Sports YouTube channels. Thank you for tuning in and getting a little edition of Leake Academy Baseball coming to you live on this Thursday afternoon. Right now is the East Side Gun and Pawn pregame, and we're going to give you a little bit of a recap of how the Rebels have matched up this week against Lamar, as this is Game 2 of the Lamar and Leake Academy series. We're bringing you Game 2 right here on Cruiser 98. Rebels come into tonight's game with a record of 15-4, 4-3 in district play, while Lamar comes in with a record of 16-5, 5-2 in district play. So both these teams right there for the second slot in the division rankings. Tuesday night, the Rebels went on the road to Meridian and played Lamar and won that game 5-2 over the Raiders. Last game against Lamar, some of the standout players for the Rebels was Tanner Walsworth, senior, 2-3 at the plate, 2 for 3 at the plate, 2 RBIs with a 2-run home run in that game that propelled the Rebels to the win. Easton Page batting 2 for 3 in that game as well, along with Will Gardner and Tyler Winstead pitching in with 1 RBI apiece to give the Rebels that win on Tuesday night, and along with Matthew Nowell hitting a sacrifice fly, scoring a run for the Rebels. Pitching on Tuesday night was Caden Stovall, went 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits and 1 strikeout. And along with Matthew Nowell coming in the final inning of play for the save with 1 inning pitch and 1 hit. So that was a little recap of how the Rebels did Tuesday night before this Game 2 on Thursday. Some of the players to keep an eye out for Lamar is Sullivan Reed. He's batting .587 with 7 home runs and 37 RBIs on the season. He's playing shortstop today for the Lamar Raiders, and also along with Reed is Jackson Whitcomb, batting .426 with 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. Some of the field conditions brought to you by Neshoba County Co-op. It's going to be 87 degrees here in Madden at the first pitch. Beautiful day for baseball here in Leake County. And it's going to drop down to only 82 degrees around 8 p.m., so it's going to be a real warm day at the ballpark. And it's a great crowd out on hand coming to see some Leake and Lamar baseball. We want to thank Wells Church Furniture for sponsoring our stream. Didn't know if we were going to get that stream to you tonight. Had some issues with the YouTube, but it's all worked out for now. We hope it'll keep it going to bring you this Game 2 between Leake and Lamar. So starting lineups are being announced right now on the field. Let's bring you some of them. First for Lamar, third baseman Ty Wiggins, left field Luke Brady, Sullivan Reed, shortstop Jackson Whitcomb pitching today for Lamar, Ty Harrington, second baseman, first baseman Nate Lee, designated hitter Hamp Harala, Brody Merritt, center field, right fielder Hayes Lancaster, and Chase Putman. We'll take a break and bring you the national anthem. We'll be back with more League Academy Baseball coming to you on Boswell Media Sports.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. Providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Guess what, people? Wendy's has new saucy nugs. You heard me. Wendy's nugs now come in 7 saucy flavors. Buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, spicy ghost pepper. You can literally hear your taste buds after every bite. I'm serious. Listen to mine. Okay, that's just me playing with sound effects, but you got the idea. For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's.
Participating U.S. Wendy's.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so now we've got the anthem break just underway, and let's continue bringing you the Mariana and Derek Harkins starting lineup now for the Rebels. Leading off at second base is Jack Harkins, and center fielder Mathen Weaver, and right field Major Chandler, at first baseman Tanner Walsworth, and a designated hitter Tyler Winstead. Will Gardner will be on the mound today for the Rebels, starting off this ball game, along with Easton Page in left field, Gage Warren at catcher, Matthew Nowell at third baseman, and Caden Stovall at short. Stovall will not be hitting today as he pitched Tuesday night at Lamar, so he'll just be in the field at shortstop today for the Rebels. And that is your Marion and Derek Harkins starting lineup. So we're about to have the West Side Body Shop first pitch. And once again, I want to thank everybody for listening on Cruiser 98 and on the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel streaming this game. I want to thank Billy C., our studio producer, getting us on the air and bringing us this good baseball day of atmosphere to you live on the radio and also on our streaming channel on Boswell Media Sports. So I want to thank Billy for that. And I'm Sam Rigby, bringing you the call of today's matchup between Leake and Lamar. Rebels are looking to take the win on the series today, potentially with a sweep on Friday, but it's going to be a tough task. This is a very solid Lamar team with a 16-5 record on the regular season. Some of the leaders at the plate for Leake Academy is Tanner Walsworth taking the spot and the best average on the team. He's batting .404 with 18 RBIs and a .507 on base percentage. So over half the time Tanner Walsworth's at the plate, he's going to be on base. Let's give you a little stats on Will Gardner pitching for the Rebels. He has a 6-2 win-loss record with a .946 ERA, very solid on the mound for the Rebels, along with 48 strikeouts on the season for Will. So that'll do it for the starting lineup for the Rebels, and now we're about to have the West Side Body Shop first pitch to kick off this, or throw off this first inning, brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Leake. It's Ty Wiggins at the plate, leading off for Lamar. First pitch from Gardner is going to be high for ball one. So first pitch from Gardner, high fastball. And this one is in the dirt, and it's a 2-0 count to Ty Wiggins, third baseman for Lamar. Both of these ball clubs looking to kind of secure the 2 seed. Simpson's really done a good job. That ball is shot into right field, a bat flip, and it's gone in right field. Ty Wiggins knew it right when he hit it. Flipped it towards the Lamar dugout, his bat, and he just struts around the base, and that's a leadoff home run for Ty Wiggins for Lamar. So right away, it's a 1-0 Lamar lead over the Rebels. If you're Will Gardner, you gotta be thinking you're glad that nobody was on base for that. Hate to give up the one run, but it's not a terrible spot to be in if it's the leadoff batter for the game. So it's only one run by Ty Wiggins, but it was a no doubt shot to right field, and that ball luckily missed all the cars parked in right field and bounced right between, looked to be a Ford pickup truck and a little Hyundai SUV, bounced right between both of them and missed the cars. So lucky for those two vehicles, they won't have to worry about it. Now it's Luke Brady in left field, batting second in the lineup, and a swinging strike one to Luke Brady. As the first pitch was missed for ball one, it's a 1-1 count to Luke Brady. Third pitch of the at bat. Swinging strike two this time from Will Gardner to Brady. Brady in left field today for the Lamar Raiders. So no outs in the top of the first. Lamar leading 1-0. And this one's in the dirt. Gage Warren tried to make a stop at it. Looks like that ball bounced up and hit him on his wrist, his left wrist. So it hit right where the glove wasn't protecting, but Gage is going to shakes this one off and gets back into the right behind the plate. 2-2 count to Luke Brady. And the 2-2 from Gardner. This one's outside. close to that that left-handed batter's box. It's a 3-2 count, full count for Luke Brady. Wind's been pretty constant all afternoon. It's blown into right field, and a swinging strike 3 this time by Will Gardner. So good response by Will Gardner, giving up the leadoff home run and then striking out the next batter, Luke Brady. But now walking into the batter's box for Lamar is shortstop Sullivan Reed. And Reed's leading the team in batting average, batting .587 with 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Very impressive year so far for Sullivan Reed. First pitch from Gardner is going to be outside for ball 1. So the first strikeout of the game by Will Gardner is brought to you by Barney and Mott's Furniture, sponsoring all Rebel strikeouts this season. And that's the first one of the night for Gardner. The second pitch is a thrown strike to Sullivan Reed. And the next one from Gardner is low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 count to Sullivan Reed. Gardner squares up, fires the next pitch, and it's going to drift outside, a little slider with too much on it. Fades into that left-handed batter's box for ball 3. So Ty Wiggins was a left-handed hitter leading us off, and he shot one into right field, but this one's shot right back up the middle this time by Sullivan Reed. It's going to be a base hit for Reed, and he'll get a single and stand up at first base. So 2 hits in this top of the first inning for Lamar. Now stepping into the batter's box is pitcher Jackson Whitcomb, pitching today for the Raiders. Left-handed hitter Whitcomb, first pitch he sees is high for ball 1. Reed standing on first base. As Whitcomb steps back into the box. And the 1-0 from Gardner. Ball is shot towards the Lamar dugout. Everybody went ducking and didn't hit anybody, but it's a foul ball at the plate for Jackson Whitcomb. Everybody went dodging when they saw that ball shooting towards that dugout, but luckily nobody got hit. So Jackson Whitcomb with a 1-1 count from Will Gardner. And this one is going to be in for strike 2. Looked really low, but nonetheless, umpire calls it a strike. 1-2 count. So the 1-2 count from Will Gardner, looking to make the pitch, but throws back to first. And Sullivan Reed gets back in, diving safely. So 1-2 pitch coming from Gardner to Whitcomb. Battle of the pitchers at the plate. Swinging strike 3 to Jackson Whitcomb. So Gardner strikes out 2 in this first inning. Luke Brady and Jackson Whitcomb for Lamar went down with a strikeout. And this will bring up Ty Harrington up to the plate for Lamar with 2 outs at the top of the first. Reed standing on first base for Lamar. But throw back to first by Gardner. It's not in time. Reed gets back in, sliding safely. Reed back on first base. Throw back to first does not get Reed, except the ball drifts a little bit behind first base. As Tanner Walsworth couldn't quite get his glove on it. So Gardner's yet to throw to Ty Harrington. This one is popped up into center field, shallow. And the Rebels were waiting to call for it. It's Caden Stovall making the grab in shallow left center for out number 3. So the Rebels only give up 1 run with the solo shot by Ty Wiggins. So we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Rebel baseball coming up on Boswell Media Sports.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association. Serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
If you love sports, get in the game by getting In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, puts you in the game with personalized jerseys and fan wear to support your favorite team. In Sports has the cheer uniforms you're looking for, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports also believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Be the fan you've always wanted to be with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports, bringing you Leake Academy baseball this afternoon with Leake and Lamar facing off for Game 2 on the series. Rebels take Game 1 Tuesday night in Meridian, but there's yet to be determined for Game 2 how it will unfold. But it starts off with a Lamar solo shot by Ty Wiggins, gives the one-run lead to the Raiders. So now Jack Harkins looks to step into the batter's box. Harkins steps into the box, leading off for the Rebels. Rebels looking to make some noise of their own. The first pitch to Harkins is in the dirt for ball 1. For Lamar, it's going to be Jackson Whitcomb on the mound. And Harkins will hit the next one deep into left field. Left fielder's retreating and doesn't make the catch. The ball will drop and roll to the fence, and Harkins rounds first base and gets up with a stand-up double. So Harkins leading us off for the Rebels with a double. And now stepping into the box for the Rebels is center fielder Mathen Weaver. Weaver second on the team in batting average, batting .386 with 17 hits and a .500 on-base percentage, along with 4 stolen bases so far on the year for Weaver. So we got a discussion between Lamar coach and the umpires. So I'm not quite sure what the story is. It's a leadoff double by Jack Harkins, but the umpires are having a little chat at the plate or close to that first base line. So we're going to take a short little break and be back, hopefully with more baseball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
If you love sports, get in the game by getting In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, puts you in the game with personalized jerseys and fan wear to support your favorite team. In Sports has the cheer uniforms you're looking for, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports also believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Be the fan you've always wanted to be with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so we know now what the cause was for discussion on that first base line. And it appears that Jack Harkins didn't touch first base when he rounded for second base. So the throw was made back to first base, and he was called out because Harkins didn't touch first, rounding the second base. So the Rebels were with a good spot with no outs and runner on first. Mathen Weaver up to the plate, but now it's nobody on base with 1 out and 2-1 count to Weaver. Pitches in the dirt to Weaver for ball 3. The 3-1 to Weaver. He puts this one into left field, and it's going to pop up, and left fielder's retreating, but has to go up in the air a little bit and make the grab for out number 2. So it's going to be a fly out for Weaver. Major Chandler steps into the batter's box now for the Rebels. First pitch to Chandler is a little in the dirt for ball 1. So nobody on base for the Rebels. Harkins would have had a good opportunity to tag up from second and third, but now Chandler will ground this one foul down the third baseline for strike 1. So 1-1 count to Chandler. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Breaking ball pitch was high up in the air and dips right into the strike zone, so that's a strike 2 to Chandler. Here comes the 1-2 from Whitcomb. Swinging strike 3 to Major Chandler, and he'll go down with the swinging strike 3 to end the Baptist Memorial Hospital Leake first inning. So we'll take a break and be back with second inning of baseball coming to you from Boswell Media Sports.
Are you gearing up for the busy poultry season ahead? Well, look no further than Ozark Ag Supply. Keep your operation running smoothly with our high-quality poultry fan motors, cool cell pads, and durable fan belts. As the temperatures rise, ensure your birds stay cool and comfortable with reliable ventilation systems. Don't let the heat ruffle your feathers. Ozark Ag Supply, Highway 16 West, Carthage.
Come see us at Eastside Pawn and Gun. Josh is there to help you with plenty of knowledge and experience, from the gleaming precision of Vortex optics to essential gear like lawnmower blades and belts. Their shelves are full of quality and quantity. Need quick cash? Eastside Pawn and Gun will provide the pawn loan you need while offering the flexibility you crave right when you need it. Visit them today. Open late 3 days a week. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports. Leake Academy Baseball coming to you this afternoon. Rebels, after 1 inning, are trailing 1-0 to Lamar after the solo shot home run by Ty Wiggins. Second inning brought to you by Central Electric Power Association, sponsoring all Leake Academy Baseball second innings this year. So after the Rebels going down 1-2-3, it brings up Nate Lee, first baseman for Lamar, leading off this Central Electric Power second inning. First pitch to Lee is popped up foul and drifts right, and will sail foul for strike 1. So no outs in the inning. Lee lines this one past Stovall at short, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Leadoff single for Nate Lee. So that's the third base hit that Garner has given up to Lamar, with Lee standing on first. First pitch to Hamp Harala, designated hitter for the Raiders. It's a swinging strike 1. No outs in this top of the second. Lee standing on first. Throw back to first. It's not in time. Lee dives in back safely. The wind is really picking up, sailing to right field, and a swinging strike 2. This time to Hamparala. So appears to be Hamparala facing a quick 0-2 to Garner after giving up the single to Nate Lee. Pitch is good-looking pitch from Will Gardner. Good-looking breaking ball pitch. Dips right in front of Harala and into the strike zone for another strike 3 thrown by Will Gardner. That's another Barney and Mott's Furniture strikeout for Gardner. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Gardner. So good start on the mound for Will. Now it'll bring up Brody Murat, center fielder for the Raiders. And he fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Gardner takes a look over to Lee, who's still standing at first. Throw back to first. And he's not in time with the throw. Lee gets back in safely. So 1 out in the inning after the strikeout pitch from Gardner. Ball is lined into the gap in left center, and it will drop for a base hit, but runners will stay on first and second with a single by Brody Murat. So after the single by Murat brings up Hayes Lancaster in right field for the Raiders. 1 out in the top of the second. Runners on first and second. Gardner takes a look back to first, makes the pitch. It's a little low for ball 1. Lamar with the 1-0 lead over the Rebels. Wind really picking up, blowing out to center field. Good looking fastball from Gardner is in for strike 1. Wind's been really constant as we've seen a lot of balls go flying from this Lamar team. And Jack Harkins had a really good double in the first inning, but he was called out for not stepping on first base, rounding for second, so he was thrown out at first for the umpires saying that he never touched first base. The 2-1 from Gardner. It's going to be low and inside for ball 3. So Gardner with a 3-1 count to Hayes Lancaster. 1 out in the inning. 3-1 from Gardner. It's going to be popped up foul. And Nowell's under it, makes the grab for I'm going to say that ball bounced, so he stays alive at the plate. Lancaster does. I thought it would be a 3-2 count after that foul ball, but it appears it appears to be a ball 4. And the runners advance to second and third. I'm a little confused on that play because the foul ball, I mean the runner shouldn't advance, but it was called. I'm not entirely sure. I really thought that ball was popped up foul to Nowell, but nonetheless, everybody's on base for Lamar on first, second, and third. So Garner has the bases loaded, and the pitch is fouled off for strike 2 this time to Chase Putman. Or excuse me, back to the top of the order for Ty Wiggins. So the 0-2 from Gardner. The ball is going to They're going to say Garner's pitch hit Ty Wiggins, and that's going to score a run for Lamar. So Garner was off to a hot start. He's now in trouble with bases loaded and 1 out. Lamar just took a 2-0 lead over the Rebels. One out in the top of the second. First pitch to Luke Brady is in for strike one. Gardner working on his 33rd pitch in this bottom of the second. Pitch is outside for ball one. Lamar with the 1-1 count. Luke Brady in the box. Pitch is outside for ball two. Two one from Garner. This one's in the dirt for ball three. So Garner in another troubling spot with a 3-1 count, bases loaded. 3-1 from Gardner. Ball is grounded to Walsworth, makes the grab, throw to first, and it's out. So a heads-up play by Walsworth, making the throw to home. And all Warren had to do was catch the ball with his foot on the bag, or the plate, I should say. And the catch was made for out number two. So the Rebels take away one run, but the bases are once again loaded for the Raiders. So bases loaded, 2 outs, and it'll bring up Sullivan Reed. First pitch to Reed is outside for ball one. Sullivan Reed leading Lamar with the highest batting average on the team, batting .571. He fouls off this next pitch for strike one. So Garner will be very satisfied if he can get Sullivan Reed or another force out and try and get out of this pickle with bases loaded in the top of the second. 2 outs, bases loaded. Pitch from Garner is in for strike two. Good looking breaking ball pitch. That one's been really working today for Will, who's coming up on his 40th pitch. And the 1-2 from Garner. Umpire says that one's a little bit outside. Similar pitch to the breaking ball he threw before, but this one is a little more outside than the previous one. And it's a 2-2 count to Sullivan Reed. 2-2 from Garner. Swinging strike three by Will Garner. Sullivan Reed goes down swinging, and Garner gets out of a major jam, only giving up 1 run in the inning. So we're going to go to the bottom of the second. More Rebel baseball on the way from Basel Media Sports.
First Financial Bank, in the business of you.
Looking to make improvements to your home or maybe consolidate high-interest debt? At First Financial Bank, your home's equity can help you achieve your goals. With a home equity loan from First Financial Bank, you can borrow against your home's value. This is Chance Hall, consumer lender. Whether you're upgrading your kitchen, paying for a vacation, or paying off bills, your home's equity could be the solution. Let your home work for you. Stop by today and see why we're in the business of you.
First Financial Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dr. Brooke Bobo and his staff at Carthage Veterinary Clinic wish you and your animals the very best. They treat all animals, large or small, with the care you would want for a member of your family. Carthage Veterinary Clinic provide for your sick or injured animals and also offer grooming and boarding as well. Located on Highway 16, Carthage Veterinary Clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 7:30 until 5:30, and Wednesday and Saturday from 7:30 till noon.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to Boswell Media Sports, Rebel Baseball Leake Academy edition, coming to you from Madden, Mississippi. Last inning the last half inning for the Rebels on defense were able to get out of a major jam as it was 1 out with the bases loaded. But a forced play at the plate by Tanner Walsworth, taking a ground ball and throwing it to home. Takes away 1 run and gets 2 outs, and then Will Gardner comes back with a strikeout to Sullivan Reed. Ends it for the Raiders. So back to the Rebel bats coming to plate, and it's Tanner Walsworth stepping into the batter's box. Tanner had a big day yesterday against Lamar with a 2 RBI home run. Grounds this one. First pitch he sees to third base, fielded cleanly. The throw is high and makes the tag on Walsworth as he was heading for second. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Rebels. And they'll bring up designated hitter Tyler Winstead up to the plate. First pitch to Winstead is grounded as well. And the throw is fielded cleanly and throw over to first for out number 2. So Winstead thought that one hit his shin when he hit it, kind of fouled off of his feet. Coach Stovall takes a little talk to the umpire. So we're going to take another break, see if the umpires can get it under control. We'll be back with more. Well, that was a quick discussion this time by the umpires. They're going to say that that ball was clean. So batter thought it was, or Winstead really thought it was a foul ball, but the umpire at the plate overrules his saying and says that it was a base hit, but Winstead didn't take off running for first. So the throw was made pretty easily over to first, and he was out for out number 2. So the Rebels are having some quick at-bats in this bottom of the second. It brings up, looks to be Will Garner, pitcher, and grounds this one to deep in the shortstop, and the throw is in the dugout, and that will advance Will Garner. So Will get on with an error. So the Rebels will take it. Will Gardner gets on with an error. He grounded to short. And the throw from short by Reed was too high and in the Lamar dugout. So Lamar, with the error, moves Will Gardner over to second. And coming in to pinch run for Will Gardner will be Riles Wilkerson. 2 outs and brings up Easton Page up to the batter's box for the Rebels. First pitch to Page is outside for strike 1. And the 0-1 on the way to Page. This one's in the dirt for ball 1. Rebels trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second. 2 outs in the inning. Page at the plate will pop this one up into shallow left field. Reed coming back to make the grab, and does indeed for out number 3. So that'll do it for the Central Electric Power Association second inning. Back with more Rebel baseball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Leake County Co-op, your friends in your community committed to you, supplying everything you need for garden planting, yard growing, and keeping the animals fed and healthy. Your Leake County Co-op is ready for spring, so now you can be too. They have ferns and blooming plants arriving daily and all the equipment you need for the farm animals. While you're porch sitting, be sure you have one of our Corinthian bells singing in the wind to you. Leake County Co-op, your friends in your community, committed to you. Highway 16 Carthage.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
Last inning for the Rebels, another quick inning, as it was 2 ground outs and a pop out, along with 1 Rebel. Will Gardner, the pitcher, got on via the error. So the hits and base runners have been few to come by so far through 2 innings. We're just about to start this Carthage Vet Clinic 3rd inning here on the Boswell Media Sports broadcast. And right away it's Jackson Whitcomb coming into the batter's box for Lamar, a little pitcher and pitcher duel. So no outs as we're just getting started in the 3rd inning. First pitch from Gardner. Good looking pitch, but umpire says that one's a little low, and it'll be ball 1. 1-0 count to Whitcomb. He'll pop this one up foul, and it will sail foul for strike 1. The count to Jackson Whitcomb. Next one is a high pitch from Gardner. It'll be ball 2. So through 2 innings, Rebels only have 1 hit compared to Lamar's 4 hits and 1 error by the Raiders. This one's fouled off as well. And Whitcomb stays alive at the plate. Last at bat for Jackson Whitcomb, Will Gardner struck him out. Gardner looking at 3 strikeouts on the night so far, but he's already been through the order 1 time. And facing the 4-hole hitter in Jackson Whitcomb. Fastball outside by Gardner. It'll be full count. So the umpire makes a gesture back to the Lamar dugout. Maybe it was a chant or something that the umpire didn't approve of. 3-2 pitch. Lined into right field, and that one is going to drop. Fair ball by Jackson Whitcomb. He rounds first, headed to second. Throw in from Chandler. Not in time. So Jackson Whitcomb with a stand-up double. It brings up Ty Harrington. So Whitcomb with a leadoff double for Lamar. With no outs in the inning. Appears to be Ty Harrington coming up to the plate for Lamar with a runner on second. Puts the bunt down. Harrington takes off for first. Gardner tries to make the scoop, but he won't be able to. It's a single for Harrington. Back-to-back hits by the Raiders. So no outs in the inning. Runners on the corners for Lamar. Stepping into the box for Lamar will be first baseman Nate Lee. Got on with a single in his last at bat. So that's 6 hits for Lamar, but only 2 runs. So the Rebel defense has done really well so far in the game. Throw back to first by Gardner, not in time, as Harrington gets back in sliding. Lee in the box for Lamar. Rebel defense looking to maybe turn 2 would be a really good opportunity, as the first pitch is a swing and strike 1 from Will Gardner. Sun starting to set as the lights have officially come on here in Madden for some night baseball. Ground ball by Lee, fielded by Nowell. Throw to the plate, makes the tag for out number 1. Good heads up play by Nowell, making the throw to home. So that takes away a run for Lamar. And Nate Lee will get on with the fielder's choice. It'll bring up Hemp Harala with runners on first and second. First pitch from Gardner to Rolla is in for strike one. So runners on first and second base. As suddenly the score bug doesn't want to show that on our stream. Not sure why. But the next pitch is in for strike two to Gardner as well. So, okay, got it working for you. For all the ones that are watching via the stream. Pitch from Gardner's going to be popped up. Walsworth calling everybody off. Makes the grab for out number two. And that will do it for Hamperala. It'll bring up Brody Mayat. So Gardner can, and the Rebel defense can have a good opportunity to hold the Lamar lead, only two. As for all of you watching on the Wells Church's Furniture stream, finally got the bases up where you can see who's on base right now for Lamar and his runners on first and second. With 2 outs in this Carthage Vet Clinic third inning. First pitch from Gardner is in for strike one to Brody Mayat. Runners on first and second. Gardner coming up on 55 pitches through 2 2/3 of pitching. Gardner takes a step off back to first, to look back to second really. He looked at first but then took the step to second. Both runners in safely. Pitch from Gardner is going to be outside this time for ball one. So in the top of the third inning, 1-1 count. Pitch is fouled off. And it's a 1-2 count for Brody Mayat. So a lot of hits by this Lamar team through 2 2/3 innings. But some Rebel defense making some good plays, heads up plays, making throw to home. Swinging strike three this time by Mayat, another strikeout by Will Gardner, getting another Barney and Mott's Furniture strikeout. That's going to be Gardner's 5th strikeout through 3 innings, so we'll take another break and come back with more Rebel baseball. The bats are coming up for the Rebels. We'll be back with more on Boswell Media Sports.
Life is full of surprises, but with the right insurance, you can be prepared for whatever comes your way.
At South Group Insurance, they offer tailored insurance solutions for your home, auto, business, and farm. Whether it's protecting your family or securing your future, they're always there to help.
South Group Insurance agents are local, experienced, and ready to help provide personalized service that's right for you.
South Group Insurance, just off the Court Square in Carthage.
Barney and Mott's Furniture, where everyone is like family, comes to our range of home furnishings and accessories. They'll help you design your space to add a little touch of your personality and complete comfort. Barney and Mott's offers quality that speaks to your unique style. Visit them today and transform your house into a place that's as special as you are. Experience the magic of Barney and Mott's Furniture and come see what everybody's talking about. Highway 21, 2 miles south of Sebastopol.
Boswell Media Sports.
So welcome to the bottom of the third, Carthage Vet Clinic third inning here on Boswell Media Sports. Rebel Baseball, Leake Academy, and Lamar facing off on the baseball field here in the bottom of the third inning. Rebels trailing 2-0 to Lamar as Gage Warren steps into the batter's box. 0-1 count to Warren. Whitcomb still on the mound for Lamar, doing really well through 2 innings. He's only given up 1 hit, and it was a leadoff double by Jack Harkins. I guess we'll have to credit it as a single because the umpires stated that he didn't step on the bag. This time, Warren gets the hit for the Rebels, and he rounds first with a stand-up single to lead it off for the Rebels. So Gage Warren gets the single, and it brings up Matthew Nowell, third baseman for the Rebels. As Warren heads to the dugout, and Wright Palokas comes in to pinch run for Gage Warren. So now preparing to step into the box for the Rebels. Runner on first, it's Palokas in for Gage Warren. Palokas takes off, and the runner didn't even see him. It was the first baseman. Never saw Palokas. He was kind of in a rundown situation. But Nate Lee never saw Palokas. He just kind of, instead of being stuck, he just committed to the run and made it all the way to second base. So 1 ball to Matthew Nowell. Gets the bunt down. Runner gets to third base, and Nowell gets in safely at first. Throw is wild, and that will score a run. So Matthew Nowell gets the bunt down and advances from first all the way to second because of the wild throw. And it will score Palokas. So the Rebels get on the board, trailing 2-1. So a fielding error by Lamar advances Matthew Nowell all the way to second base. 2-1 is the score in this Carthage Vet Clinic third inning. Jack Harkins back up in the box for the Rebels. Tries to get a bunt down, but he fouls it off for an Ozark Ag foul ball. So Nowell is now standing on second. Whitcomb on the mound. Nowell will scamper back to second. No outs in this bottom of the third. Rebels have just picked up back-to-back hits, courtesy of Gage Warren and Matthew Nowell. So the 0-1 step off the bag by Whitcomb. They're going to call a balk on Whitcomb. So the umpires are going to have a discussion as Nowell made the trek down to third. So Matthew Nowell will have to retreat back to second as they. So after all the discussion, it looks like the umpire's having a little bit of chatter with some of the fans on both sides trying to explain his call, but I think it's only making his case worse in my opinion. So Whitcomb at the plate throws the pitch to Nowell. This one's in for strike 2. So after all of that, Matthew Nowell retreats back to second. There was not a balk called. It was said that the batter, Harkins, called time, so they can't call a balk during time. 0-2 pitch to Harkins. Looks like it's strike 3 looking for Jack Harkins. So that's a big momentum swing as Harkins goes down with a strikeout. And to bring up Mathen Weaver. Weaver with a fly out in his last at bat. One out in the bottom of the third. Pitch is in the dirt from Whitcomb for ball 1. Now we're still standing on second for the Rebels. So the 1-0 to Weaver. Now Takes a step off of second. The pitch is in for strike one. One is the count to Weaver with Nowell on second. One to Weaver. High fastball taken for ball two. So one out in the bottom of the third. Rebels have already picked up one run, courtesy of the error where Matthew Nowell got on safely with a bunt. He advanced right Pelokas to third, but the wild throw made Pelokas come on home as well. Weaver grounds this pitch, and it will go foul. Another Ozark Ag foul ball for strike two. Two count to Math and Weaver here in the bottom of the third. Now trying to get the throw from Whitcomb, but he's not throwing it as he was trying to make a steal, but he gets back in safely. So the pitcher calls time. This time it appears the shortstop, Sullivan Reed, is talking back, going on the mound to talk to Whitcomb. I think they're trying to maybe get a strategy, as Nowell has been off the bag, pretty far off the bag, but no throw has been made. So we'll have to see what happens on this little cat and mouse game Nowell's playing with Jackson Whitcomb. Pitch from Whitcomb to Weaver is low and in the dirt for ball three. So 3-2 count, full count to Weaver. Full count pitch. And they're going to say ball four to Weaver, so that will be a walk. So Weaver gets on courtesy of the Woodstock Furniture walk, and it brings up Major Chandler. So after all that battling at the plate done by Math and Weaver, the Lamar coach will step into the pitcher's mound and have a discussion with Whitcomb. So we'll take a break. Be back with more Rebel baseball. Coming back with more on Basel Media Sports.
Are you gearing up for the busy poultry season ahead? Well, look no further than Ozark Ag Supply. Keep your operation running smoothly with our high-quality poultry fan motors, cool sail pads, and durable fan belts. As the temperatures rise, ensure your birds stay cool and comfortable with reliable ventilation systems. Don't let the heat ruffle your feathers. Ozark Ag Supply, Highway 16 West, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
So welcome back to the bottom of the third inning. Rebels trailing Lamar 2-1. Already picked up one run in the bottom of the third. Rebels have been on the field for a while too. As Matthew now standing on second. Matt and Weaver just got on with a Woodstock Furniture walk. And brings up Major Chandler into the batter's box for the Rebels. Last at bat for Major Chandler went down with a strikeout. But on the year, he's batting .377 with 7 doubles and 17 RBIs. A good opportunity for an RBI. Pitch to Chandler. It's going to be outside for ball one. With runners on first and second. Weaver on first, Nowell on second. With one out in the bottom of the third inning. Whitcomb only had about 15 or so pitches through 2 innings, but he's really racked up now with 18 pitches in this third inning alone. Swing and strike 2 by Major Chandler. Like he got a piece of it at the plate. So Major Chandler fires this foul ball into the catcher's glove for strike 2. So 1-2 count for Chandler. And the 1-2 pitch is a high breaking ball for ball 2. It's Jackson Whitcomb still in the game for Lamar, even after the discussion on the mound by the head coach for Lamar. So runners on first and second for the Rebels in the bottom of the third. 2-2 count to Major Chandler. Major pops this one into right field. He's under it and makes the grab for out number 2, but now will take off and get in safely at third base. So a sacrifice fly by Major Chandler advances Nowell to third. Catch was made in right field by Hayes Lancaster. And it'll bring up Tanner Walsworth. So the umpire is now going to reverse his call and say that Matthew Nowell did not tag up. So that's going to end the inning for the Rebels, as umpires have said that Nowell didn't tag up. So that'll take us to the top of the fourth. We'll be back with more Rebel baseball coming up on Boswell Media Sports.
Woodstock Furniture in Philadelphia says, let's go Rebels. Woodstock Furniture has a game plan to score big-time savings for our Rebel faithful all season long. Family-owned and operated, Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia behind McAllister's has a winning tradition with their low price guarantee on furniture for every room in the house. Plus, if you buy it today, you get it today. Woodstock Furniture at 70 Canal Place in Philadelphia loves the Rebels like the Rebels love to win.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Boswell Media Sports.
If you love sports, get in the game by getting In Sports. In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia, puts you in the game with personalized jerseys and fan wear to support your favorite team. In Sports has the cheer uniforms you're looking for, as well as plaques and trophies. Looking for sports equipment? In Sports has that too. In Sports also believes in giving the best possible customer service with in-town deliveries. Be the fan you've always wanted to be with In Sports, just off the square in Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
All right, so through 3 innings of play, the Rebels trail Lamar 2-1, and 2 major calls by the umpires on the field saying that the Rebels have not touched the bag. First time was in the first inning when Jack Harkins allegedly didn't step on first base, rounding for a double on second. Throwback was first, and he was out at first. That was the first major call, and the second one was this past inning, where it appears that Matthew Nowell tagging up for second. Umpires say he did not tag up. Instead, the throw was made back to second, and he was out. That ended the inning for the Rebels as Major Chandler hit a sac fly. But instead, it was a double play. So that takes us to where we are now in this top of the 4th inning. Our Weaver Tax and Accounting 4th inning. And Will Gardner, there's a quick 2-strike pitch, and he fouls this one off as well. As it's Hayes Lancaster in the box now for Lamar. With an 0-2 count, no outs in the top of the 4th. 0-2 from Gardner. Ball is grounded to second, and Harkins can't put a glove on it, so it will drop for a base hit for Hayes Lancaster.
Now batting number 23, Ty Wiggins.
So a leadoff single for Hayes Lancaster, and it's back to the top of the order for Lamar. Ty Wiggins coming into the box for the Raiders. Throw to Wiggins from Gardner is high for ball 1. So Wiggins gets into the box for Lamar. Runner on first. Lancaster standing at first. Pitches outside for strike one. That's a way outside strike, as that ball was literally in the other batter's box, and it was called for strike one. Throw back to first. And Lancaster gets back in safely. So the 1-1 from Gardner. This one's in the dirt for ball two. Two-one count. Ty Wiggins for Lamar. In this Weaver Tax and Accounting fourth inning. A 2-1 pitch. Same pitch by Gardner is outside and called for strike two. There's the same location as the outside pitch before, so if I'm Will Gardner, I'm throwing that pitch in that outside where it's been called strike three, or it's been called strikes in this at bat. 2-2 from Gardner. This one is fouled off and into left field. Page under it and makes the grab for out number one. So that's exactly what Gardner did, was throw it to that location. The umpire's been calling strikes tonight. But this time, Ty Wiggins got a piece of it and fouled it off into left field. It was fielded by Easton Page for out number one. So one out in the top of the fourth. Brings up Luke Brady. Throw back to first by Gardner. And Lancaster gets back in safely. So Luke Brady in the box. The first pitch from Gardner is in for strike one. So Gardner's first pitch was outside in the other batter's box, similar to what he did before. This one's outside as well for strike two to Luke Brady. So if Gardner he knows where the locations are being called. He knows that the outside pitches are going to be called strikes every now and then. This one's way outside, this time for ball one. So 1-2. 1-2 count by Gardner with one out. Runner on first, Lancaster on first for Lamar. And the 1-2 pitch. This one's fouled off. And Luke Brady stays alive at the plate. So Gardner squares up for the 1-2 and steps off the bag, looks over to first, and Lancaster gets back in safely with no throw. 1-2 count for Will Gardner throwing to Luke Brady. This one's outside for ball two. Ball was a little in the dirt this time by Gardner. Coming up on 72 pitches in this top of the fourth with only one out. 2-2. Pitches high and inside. Brady had to kind of dive out of or really duck out of the way as he stays alive with the 3-2 count. Full count pitch, and Gardner throws back to first instead. Gets Lancaster, he gets back in safely. So Luke Brady has a 3-2 count. One out in the top of the fourth. Full count pitch is high for ball four. So Luke Brady battled back from a 0-2 count and draws the walk. That's a Woodstock Furniture walk for Luke Brady for Lamar, and brings up Sullivan Reed, who struck out in his last at bat for the Raiders. So runners on first and second, one out in the top of the fourth inning. Pitch is in from Gardner. That outside strike zone is called for strike one. So Gardner with an 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Gardner. This one's outside as well. This one's called for ball 1. Warren had to kind of slide over and make a stop on it to prevent it from going to the backstop. So good defensive play by Gage Warren. 1-1 count to Sullivan Reed. Reed lines this one into left center gap. It's going to drop, fielded by Weaver as the runners stay on base. So bases are loaded once again for Lamar. As Sullivan Reed got the single, and it brings up Jackson Whitcomb. So Will Gardner coming up on 77 pitches. With bases loaded in the top of the 4th inning. Ball is fouled off by Whitcomb for an Ozark Ag foul ball and strike 1. So 0-1 is the count. Bases loaded. This one's in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 count to Jackson Whitcomb. So each pitcher now, as we're close to the top of the lineup, this is their 3rd time facing Will Gardner tonight. And it's only the top of the 4th inning. This one's popped up by Whitcomb into deep right field. Weaver going back, and that ball is gone. Grand slam by Jackson Whitcomb. So that will extend the Lamar lead and make it 6-1. That ball was popped up by Whitcomb, but the wind was really picking up as it was in the air. And the ball just keep carrying and going. And it's a grand slam for Jackson Whitcomb. So that extends the Lamar lead to 6-1. A bases clearing grand slam. Makes it 6-1. So 6-1 is the score. It brings up Ty Harrington. So Gardner with nobody on base. Swinging at the first pitch, and it's strike 1 to Ty Harrington. Gardner with 80 pitches through 4 1/3 inning. A really looking high pitch from Gardner, as that ball was way out of the strike zone. It's ball 1. So Gardner with a 1-1 count. 81 pitches through 3 innings. Swing and strike 2 this time from Gardner. The 1-2 count to Ty Harrington. Nobody on base for Lamar. 1 out. The top of the 4th. Swing and strike 3. Good response by Will Gardner. Gets Ty Harrington going for another Barney and Mott's Furniture strikeout. It's number 7 on the night for Gardner. Excuse me, 6. Number 6 strikeout on the night for Will Gardner. That's out number 2 in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Gardner is a tie, ball 1, and this one is way outside, above Nate Lee, the first baseman. So Gardner might be running a little high on the pitch count. 1-0 from Gardner. Warren has to make another snag at it for ball 2. So the 2-0 from Gardner. Fires in a fastball this time for strike 1. Nobody on base for Lamar. As Nate Lee's in the batter's box for the Raiders, 2-1 count. Pitch is inside for ball 3. So Gardner with a 3-1 count to Nate Lee. Lee already has got on with a fielder's choice and this pitch is called low for strike 2. So Gardner with a 3-2 count to Lee. And a high pitch inside for ball 4. So that will walk Nate Lee. And it's a Woodstock Furniture walk. Looks like the Lamar coach is walking over to the umpire, a little substitution. Waiting on the substitution confirmation from the umpires. Looks to be Chase Putman coming up to bat, the catcher. So no designated hitter, Hamp Harala. It's going to be Chase Putman batting for the Raiders.
Now batting number 24, Chase Putman.
So Chase Putman steps into the batter's box for the first time tonight for Lamar. With 2 outs in the top of the 4th, first pitch to Putman's in for strike 1. As Putman nears to the plate, 0-1 count from Gardner. This one's in as well, swinging strike 2 from Gardner. So Putman with a quick 0-2 count with Nate Lee on first for the Raiders. Swinging strike 3 by Putman as Warren makes the grab. Throw down to first to Walsworth is in time for out number 3. So that'll do it for the top of the 4th. Be back with more Rebel baseball coming up on Boswell Media Sports.
Shelby County Co-op. You know they have everything you need for the great outdoors. Come shop their huge selection of fishing supplies and get ready for that big gobbler and turkey season. Shelby County Co-op has premium gear that ensures you're ready for the chase. Then visit their greenhouse to see their fruit trees, vibrant flowers, and their colorful yard art. Fire up your taste buds with Bayou Classic Grills and Cookers. It's that time of year, so enjoy. Neshoba County Co-op, West Main Street, Philadelphia.
To shortstop, it's a line drive, and it's caught, and that will do it.
The Welsh family, owner and operators of Welsh Church Furniture, have been manufacturing high-quality solid wood church furniture in Maxapater for over 60 years. Whether it's remodeling or starting a new building project, you can trust Welsh Church Furniture to supply a quality wood product that will last a lifetime. If your church is looking to replace their furniture, call today and they will help you make your sanctuary a beautiful place to worship. Welsh Church Furniture. Visit them online at welshchurchfurniture.com.
Boswell Media Sports.
Last inning for the Rebels, it was a tough one as bases were loaded. And Jackson Whitcomb, pitcher for Lamar, hit a 4-run home run, a grand slam for Whitcomb along with his double earlier today. He's 2 for 3 at the plate, and he's been an established hitter all year for Lamar. He's batting .426 and now has 5 home runs and 28 RBIs on the year for Jackson Whitcomb. So the Rebels trailing 6-1 as we start this bottom of the 4th. It's going to be Tanner Walsworth leading off this inning for the Rebels. So no outs. Whitcomb still on the mound for Lamar, and Walsworth fouls this one off for strike 1, an Ozark Ag foul ball for Tanner Walsworth. 0-1 pitch to Walsworth. Breaking ball pitch, really nice looking pitch from Jackson Whitcomb. 0-2 count for Walsworth. And Walsworth fouls this one off for strike 2. Or stays alive in strike 2 count. So 0-2 is the count. 0-2 to Walsworth. And he grounds this one too. Second fielded cleanly. And throw over to first is in time for out number 1. So Walsworth goes down via the ground out. Just a little recap of where we are so far on the night. It's been a lot of plays made in the field by Lamar as they're coming up on 8 hits. Rebels only have 3 through 3 innings so far, and it's now Tyler Winstead in the box for the Rebels. Most of the Lamar hitters at this point have already batted 3 times, but this is only Winstead's second at bat. So a lot of base runners for Lamar in this game. 1-1 count to Winstead. With 1 out, the 1-1 from Whitcomb to Winstead. This one's way outside for a ball, too. Big momentum swinging play was last time the Rebels were at bat. Major Chandler hit a sacrifice fly into right field, and Matthew Nowell tagged up, but the umpire said that he didn't. Winstead lines this one right up the middle through that gap at second base and gets on with a single with 1 out. And it brings up Will Gardner pitching tonight for the Rebels. He comes into the batter's box. So 1 out for the Rebels, trailing by 5, 6-1's the score. Lamar leading Leake Academy. Good looking pitch by Whitcomb is in for strike 1. So Winstead at first, 1 out. And Will Gardner, a little Whitcomb and Gardner duel at the plate. This one's outside for ball 1. So the 1-1 to Gardner. Breaking ball pitch this time is too high from Whitcomb for ball 2. Two-one count to Gardner. Last time at the plate for Will Gardner. He got on with an error and advanced all the way to second. He lines this one right through the second base gap, similar to where Winstead hit it. And that's back-to-back singles for the Rebels, looking to string some hits together.
Now batting for the Rebels, number 4, Easton Page.
We're going to bring up Easton Page. Got on with a pop, or excuse me, he popped out in his last at bat, but now he's got a good opportunity with runners on first and second for Easton Page. One out. Runners on first and second. So Whitcomb on the mound. First pitch to Page. Swinging inside strike 1 to Easton Page. So as I mentioned earlier, Easton Page got on or popped out in his last at bat. But the next two due up for the Rebels, Gage Warren and Matthew Now both have singles already. So hopefully they can string together some hits. If Page can find a way to get on base, the Rebels can have a rally of their own in this bottom of the 4th inning. This pitch is in the dirt for ball 1 to Easton Page. The 1-1 pitch. Ball is grounded foul for an Ozark Ag foul ball for strike 2. So Easton Page with a 1-2 count. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-2 to Page. This one's in the dirt for ball 2. So 2-2 count for Easton Page. Winstead on second and Gardner on first. Back-to-back singles so far this inning for Winstead and Gardner. High ball 3 by Page. Good eye to not swing at it. It's a full count. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Jackson Whitcomb coming up on 53 pitches through 3 1/3 innings pitched. Fouled off at the plate by Page. He stays alive. Had to swing at anything close. It's a full count to Easton Page. The 3-2 is coming up for Page. He calls time at the plate. Steps back out to reset. And then gets back into the box. Full count. Full count pitch coming to Easton Page. As Page will pop this one up. And Whitcomb makes the grab for out number 2. So he had to swing at anything close and got a little jammed on that one, and Page will pop out. And it brings up Gage Warren up to bat for the Rebels. So runners on first and second will bring up Gage Warren. Warren's already had a single in this ball game. Looking to keep the Rebel bats alive at the plate. 2 outs. First pitch to Warren is outside for ball 1. So 1-0, the count to Gage Warren. He's already singled in his last at bat. Had a single last night, or hit last night at, Tuesday night at Lamar. Last time these two teams played, Warren got a hit in that game as well. So the 1-0 to Warren. He fouls this one off way beyond the first base dugout for strike 1. So Warren steps back into the box after the Ozark Ag foul ball. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Warren swinging again for strike 2, swing and a miss by Gage Warren. As runners are on first and second. 2 outs. Rebels got 5 hits so far in this ball game, 2 in this inning. Gage Warren with a 1-2 count. And he grounds this one down the line at first base. The ball rolls slowly, and the tag is made on Warren for out number 3. So that'll do it from this Weaver Tax and Accounting 4th inning. We'll be back with more Rebel baseball coming up after the break from Boswell Media Sports.
Step up to the plate this baseball season with the Leake Academy baseball team.
From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd, come support and cheer on our young men on the field. You will enjoy the excitement that only the Leake Rebels can bring. Derek and Mariana Harkins, longtime Rebels, say they're not just playing ball, they're living every moment with passion and perseverance, giving all the glory to God.
Join them and be part of the legacy that's more than just a game. It's an unforgettable experience. Catch the spirit of the Rebels today. League Academy Baseball.
Come see us at Eastside Pawn and Gun. Josh is there to help you with plenty of knowledge and experience, from the gleaming precision of Vortex optics to essential gear like lawnmower blades and belts. Their shelves are full of quality and quantity. Need quick cash? Eastside Pawn and Gun will provide the pawn loan you need while offering the flexibility you crave right when you need it. Visit them today. Open late 3 days a week. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
So through 4 innings of play, the Rebels trailing Lamar 6-1 as we're about to get started in Leake County Co-op 5th inning. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Rebels, Will Gardner, done for the day, allowing 8 hits and 6 runs in 4 innings of play. It's sophomore Easton Page coming onto the mound for the Rebels. Page on the year. Pitching wise, he's already gotten 3 saves so far and a very good ERA for Easton Page this season. He's been very productive through the bullpen for the Rebels, hoping to continue that success as we're about to start the 5th inning of Rebel baseball. Easton Page has pitched 8.2 innings so far, played in 6 games on the year with 3 saves and 11 strikeouts for Easton Page. So we're about to get started in the top of the 5th. The first pitch from Page to Brody Mayat is low for ball 1. Wind kind of picking up a little bit here at the baseball park. The 1-0 is in the dirt for ball 2. It's Brody Mayat with a 2-0 count from Easton Page. This one's inside as well for ball 3. So it looks like Will Gardner has come in at third base, and Matthew Nowell is now transitioned to left field. So a 4-pitch walk to Brody Mayat brings up Hayes Lancaster after that Woodstock Furniture walk. So Page takes a look over to first as Mayat is on. And the first pitch thrown to Lancaster is going to be called outside for ball 1. One-0 count as Will Gardner was getting up close to 100 pitches. I think it was 92 to be exact. First pitch by Page is called for ball 2. 2-0 count. It's Easton Page. Has he had to throw a strike? This one looks like it's good, and it's going to be called outside for ball 3. .30 count. Throw back to first by Page is not in time. Mayat gets in safely sliding. Now he's Lancaster with a 3-0 count from Easton Page. Good looking pitch this time by Page is good for strike 1. .31 count. Page takes a look over to first, throws it this time, and it's not in time as Mayat slides back in safely. Page with 3-1. This one's outside and high for ball 4, so first 2 batters that Easton Page has faced, he's walked the first 2. Now it's back to the top of the order for Ty Wiggins with runners on first and second. Wiggins homered in the very first at bat of the ball game. And since then, he's got on with a walk and then flew out.
Now batting number 23, Ty Wiggins.
So Ty Wiggins gets back into the box for his 4th at bat this game. And the first pitch to Wiggins. Pitches in for strike 1. So good response by Page. Only throwing 1 strike in his first 2 at bats, but this time throws a strike to the top of the lineup with Ty Wiggins. Second pitch is going to be called low for ball 1. So 1-1 count to Wiggins. 1-1 from Page. Wiggins threw a bunt down but pulled it back in time as it's now a 2-1 count. So 2-1 from Page. And this one is in the other batter's box, high and outside, but nonetheless, it's called for strike 2. We got a pretty good angle on it with our view set up behind the home plate, and also on the Wells Church Furniture stream. I'm sure you saw it on there as well, and this one's called outside for ball 3. I want to thank Athletic Director Coach Josh Ray getting us all set up with this very nice view of the field and very nice setup. So I want to thank you to Coach Ray and all of the athletic administration at Leake Academy getting us this nice setup. We can make those kind of analysis for you during these ball games. So 3-2 is the count to Ty Wiggins. No outs in the inning. Runners on first and second. Page looking to string together some outs. First pitch is outside for ball 4, and bases are now loaded with 4 walks. So now we got time by Coach Stovall. We're going to take a break and come back with more Leake Academy baseball coming up from Boswell Media Sports.
Step up to the plate this baseball season with the Leake Academy baseball team.
From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd, come support and cheer on our young men on the field. You will enjoy the excitement that only the Leake Rebels can bring. Derek and Mariana Harkins, longtime Rebels, say they're not just playing ball, they're living every moment with passion and perseverance, giving all the glory to God.
Join them and be part of the legacy that's more than just a game. It's an unforgettable experience. Catch the spirit of the Rebels today. Leake Academy Baseball.
Come see us at Eastside Pawn and Gun. Josh is there to help you with plenty of knowledge and experience, from the gleaming precision of Vortex optics to essential gear like lawnmower blades and belts. Their shelves are full of quality and quantity. Need quick cash? Eastside Pawn and Gun will provide the pawn loan you need while offering the flexibility you crave right when you need it. Visit them today. Open late 3 days a week. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
After Coach Stovall went to talk to Easton Page on the mound, he likes to keep him in as he's had a bit of a tough start to the pitching, I should say. In this inning, he hasn't gotten out yet, and bases are loaded with 3 walks. So not the ideal start for Page coming out of the bullpen, but in the top of the 5th inning, he's thrown 2 high ball pitches, so 2-0 count in this Leake County Co-op 5th inning. A lot of Woodstock Furniture walks this inning as well, 3 so far. So the 2-0 from Easton Page on the way. And this one's going to be called for strike 1. Looks like it might have been a couple of pinch runners come in as well, but we can't really see the back of the jerseys to make the correct call on who it is. But it's a new runner at second base for the Raiders. He finally turned, and I can tell you who it is. It's Michael Willis, pinch running at second for the Raiders. So 2-1 pitch coming to Brady. Runner taking off for home plate, makes the tag for out number 1. Looked like coach was calling for Luke Brady to bunt. We kept it out there for Luke Brady, but Luke Brady kept around for the bunt. He just didn't make contact with it. The tag was made on Lancaster for out number 1. Pitch is in the dirt for ball 3. So full count coming up to Luke Brady. Full count on the way to Brady. And this one's outside for ball 4, so 4 straight walks for Easton Page with 1 out in the inning. Bases are now loaded for Sullivan Reed. Reed with 2 singles and a strikeout on the night for the Raiders. So 6-1 lead for Lamar. First pitch to Reed is high for ball 1. Once again, bases loaded in this top of the 5th inning. Rebels only trailing by 5. And this one is called outside for ball 2. .20 pitch coming up on the way to Sullivan Reed. This one's in the dirt for ball 3. So 3-0 count to Sullivan Reed. Reed on the night, 2 singles and a strikeout, so he's 2 for 3. But a 3-0 count from Easton Page. And this one's inside for ball 4 as well. So 5 straight walks for Page. Moves the lead for Lamar to 7-1. Or excuse me, it was pinch running. It was Mikhail Willis, not Michael Willis. My apologies on that. Mikhail Willis, pinch running and scoring. So now coming to bat for Lamar is second baseman Ty Harrington. Harrington 1 for 3 on the night so far with a single, a flyout, and a strikeout. As bases are loaded, or excuse me, not Harrington, Whitcomb. Jackson Whitcomb, who already has a grand slam on the night, and a double. 2 for 3 for Whitcomb. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. So Whitcomb fouls off the first one for an Ozark Ag foul ball in this Leake County Co-op 5th inning. So the 0-1 from Page. And that one's called ball 1 as well. I want to remind everybody to stick around after the ball game. We'll have our First Financial Bank post-game show, and we'll reveal our Wendy's player of the game. So stick around for that. After the conclusion of game 2 between Lamar and Leake, Whitcomb belts this one deep into center field. Weaver back at the wall, doesn't make the grab. 2 grand slams by Jackson Whitcomb. My goodness, 8 RBIs on the night for Whitcomb for Lamar. Makes it 11-1. Lamar with the lead. So Jackson Whitcomb, 2 grand slams. Makes it 11-1. 1 out in the inning. Bases are now cleared. So it'll bring up Ty Harrington up to bat for the Raiders. Raiders have totaled up 9 runs in the past 2 innings, and we're still going through this one. Ball is belted into left field, and it will drop for a base hit for Ty Harrington. So a single for
Chase. Come on, Chase. You got this.
Now batting number 24, Chase.
So 2 outs in the inning. 11-1 the score. Ball goes behind Gage Warren. As we already have 2 outs in the inning. So 2 outs. 1-0 count coming up. To Chase Putman. Runner on third for Lamar. Ball is grounded to Stovall, fielded. Throw over to first. Scoop by Walsworth in time for out number 3. So what a defensive play by Caden Stovall. We're going to take a break and come back with Rebels coming to bat at the bottom of the 5th. Going to need to score a run to keep this game going. Rebels trail by 10. Back up for Rebel Baseball coming up for Boswell Media Sports.
Step up to the plate this baseball season with the Leake Academy baseball team.
From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd, come support and cheer on our young men on the field. You will enjoy the excitement that only